An interesting game of football currently going on in the UEFA Champions League. Real Madrid and Chelsea, it's a goal apiece, and it looks like we have an exciting game on our hands. Next to the 5 minutes, it's going to be a joy to watch. Greetings to you from wherever you're watching us tonight. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Let me take you through the things we're going to be looking at on the show tonight. We have a special guest for you. We'll be talking about football in some places that a lot of people do not even know that exciting football exists in those places. We'll talk about that as we move on the show. We'll keep tabs on the UEFA Champions League. Will be your eyes and your ears, especially if you're not watching the game. We'll tell you what's going on. I can tell you for free, of course, that Christian Pulisic scored for Chelsea and Karim Benzema got a goal for Real Madrid. It's a goal apiece. If anything, other thing happens, we'll let you know. We'll also talk about the Olympics. We'll continue with our countdown. We'll talk about, of course, that remarkable moment 25 years ago, Chioma Ajunwa winning the gold medal. As a matter of fact, the only individual gold medal that Team Nigeria has at the Olympics. And she's been reliving that moment. She's been talking about it. We'll also talk about that for you as we go on. And of course, biggest thing in local football is what's going to go down tomorrow, talking about the CAF Confederation Cup. Will it be redemption time for the Aba Elephants? We'll wait to see. The mathematics is easier now. We thought it was complicated, but now we know it's easier than it sounds. All the Aba Elephants, talking about him, but all they need to do is defeat Orlando Pirates. And of course, we hear head-to-head might just be a factor. And if that's the case, if head-to-head is a factor before goals difference, then surely their destiny is in their own hands, irrespective of what happens between Eton Setif and Ali Benghazi. And also we will talk about what's going to happen tomorrow, of course, in the UEFA Champions League. French Moneybags, Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City, those two teams will lock-ons. So we'll see what happens. So that's the outlook of the show. I'm excited already, and I trust you are as well. Okay, so let's bring you into all that we're doing. I want to be a part of the show. I want you to talk to us on the show tonight. Talk to us while we're monitoring the UEFA Champions League. Talk to us while we're talking about the Olympics. Talk to us while we're talking about all the exciting things in the world of sports. Send us emails first night at channelstv.com, and of course get across to us on Facebook channels. iPhone Sports is where you need to drop your comments. Then on Twitter, you can tweet at that verified handle. You have it right there on your screen at channels_sports. Tweet at us. Let us know what you feel. All right. So before I introduce my partner with me in the Lagos studio, because I promised that we're going to be your eyes and your ears, just to say 47 minutes of football played in Spain. Real Madrid and Chelsea still a goal apiece. Kehinde Idris joins me now. Kehinde, greetings to you. Thanks for being here tonight. I know you're excited as I am because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited, and thank you for having me tonight again. It's becoming a ritual on Tuesday nights. And I think everything on the table is so interesting, but something right there at the top, first thing you mentioned, is really getting me all, cheered up. I'm talking of Chioma Ajunwa. And maybe I was a young boy, but that year was a superb year for the entire country. But a lot of persons remember so much of the football, but I remember a lot of the, that beautiful jump from Chioma Ajunwa. And since then, I've met her a couple of times, and I guess she must be saying, wherever she is, this guy sees me and always smile. I always smile whenever I see Chioma, just going back to that memory because it's so fine.
And for a lot of people who remember, you said you were young. I was young as well. Yeah. It flew under the radar. A lot of us were concentrating on the football.
On the football.
Just about the final was played. Then we all discovered that a Nigerian has won. I can't remember him, but there was an American that was in top shape then that we all thought was going to win. But Chioma Ajunwa surprised us.
It was like coming out from the blues.
Yeah,
that is another angle where I say thank you to the Nigerian police.
All right. I talked about it earlier. In celebration of our 25 years of winning a gold medal at the Atlanta 1996 Olympics game, Chioma Ajunwa has unveiled a series of projects that will produce more of our kind for Nigeria, and that's laudable. At the press briefing in Lagos today, the Chioma Ajunwa Foundation announced an Olympic talent hunt for girls between the ages of 10 and 17, while a modern sports center will be built to nurture the talents. Let's hear from the horse's mouth. We'll come back, talk some more on this and many more on Sports Tonight.
One of the big impediments we have is that we never had facilities where we keep our athletes. And being an ex-athlete, I've been able to know all our problems. And when I want to do something, I must tackle with that problem, which has been an obstacle. That was why, first and foremost, I built a hostel where we will keep these athletes. Then we said sports with education must go pari passu. Because I know that when you are a good athlete and educated, you become a better athlete. So these two things now, once you are able to put it right, and now go back, begin to have a culture of training and retraining our coaches, giving them the quality coaching. We have talent where and there. Here in Nigeria, we will be able to go back to our old glories.
Let me just add that I agree with everything. I'm in total support. And I'm just saying this openly. If there's any way I could support, I'll do that. Because at the end of the day, Nigeria benefits. If she's saying she wants to produce one of our kind, then we're going to have gold medalists. And that's simply what it is.
That's simply what it is.
I like the last part of the things that she said. I mean, if you can combine education with everything that you do in sports, you become a well-rounded person, and it's very good.
And for me, that's actually, got my attention. But I think the first thing even got my attention when she talked about where we keep our athletes. Now, there is this trend in our sporting terrain in Nigeria. You find your way to the stadium, you do your sport, everybody hails, that guy, he did try you. And then after the whole, he did try, he goes back to his corner, does whatever, the next day finds his way. If he doesn't make it the next day, they wait for him till 2 days later and all. But she's talking about you've discovered this person, or this is so raw a talent, you find them and keep them somewhere where you help them grow. It's like a cubicle, what's it called, where babies are kept just to grow. I'm trying to get the name now. You nurture them, you watch them, and then they grow from there. You don't just leave talented people, just go about their own way, whichever way they can. And I think that really got my attention. You know, sometimes ago on this same show last year at the Adopt an Athlete, then extended to adopt an idea, adopt a facility by the Ministry of Sport, shared by the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare. There was something that Falila Togokoya said. She said, hey, of everything that we've done, if an athlete gives his all at the training ground and the court, on the pitch and all of that, and gets back to his house without not meeting power supply, do you know that you've taken every inspiration that he went all through the day? You've taken it, and then he will start off from the bottom again the next day.
It deflates.
He's talking as basic as these things are. And that is what top athletes like Chioma Ajunwa is saying.
Yeah, and if you need to go somewhere, you have to follow the steps of those who have been there.
Of those who have been there. And when they say it, you just must take it wholly.
All right. So we move on, and hopefully she gets all the support that she needs. And of course, like I said, Nigeria definitely will benefit. All right, let's talk about what we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now. The NPFL La Liga Under-15 promises. Of course, the intention is, of course, to make the clubs have in their ranks, young players who belong to the club and also can, progress through the ranks and monitor their growth. Kayode, let's just look at match day 9. Let's just run through the results. Match day 9, Aqua United beat Lobby Stars 1-0. That's yesterday. Heartland lost to Mountain of Fire and Miracles, MFM, by a lone goal. You have Kwara United lost to Kano Pillars. That's the under 15 team. Don't mix it up with the NPFL. Casino United lost to Warri Wolves, a goal to 4. Warri Wolves won. So let's talk about today. What happened today? The young boys eager to go, ready to firing on all cylinders. So today at the under 15 promises the NPL La Liga partnership, you have Kwara United playing a goalless draw with Warri Wolves. Kano Pillars lost to Casino United 2-1. You have Lobby Stars lost to Heartland by a lone goal, and Aqua United and MFM played a goalless draw. Let's look at what's going to happen tomorrow, and that's match day 11 fixtures. We have Lobby Stars to take on MFM, Heartland take on Aqua United, Kano Pillars take on Warri Wolves, Casino United take on Kwara United. The thing I like about this that I want to say is that we should always find ways, because our situation is unique. And I'm not always quick to compare us with England. I don't do that.
It's far off.
Aside from the fact that it's far off, the conditions and situations
so different.
They're different. So we have to be creative and look for unique ways to solve our problem. And that's why I'm happy with this idea. But I get to ask everybody that sits with me, partners with me on this show, I get to ask them if they think that the aims and objective of this La Liga promises, you think has been achieved.
I think so. I saw some pictures, videos from this, and I saw
clips.
Properly, young players, and I think that's the aim. Get them while they are still right there, a raw material, before you now get to refine and then polish them to be the fine product you want them to be. I was speaking with an ex-international earlier today, Kong, and he was mentioning under 10 competition, under 12 back then. So this is like bringing back the hands of time. And like you said earlier, Nigeria will be better for competitions like this.
All right. Okay, so I told you we're going to have a special guest on the show, and intentionally I didn't let the cat out of the bag. So it's time to let you in on who we're going to be talking to on the show tonight. A fast-rising star, taking the world by storm, I dare say. He's someone we're going to be talking about today. A striker who's been putting a lot of goals against his opponents. Philip Otele joins us tonight. We'll be talking about a whole lot of things. His career, his journey from Port Harcourt to Lithuania, and a lot of stops all the way. And now everybody's talking about him, reading about him. Greetings to you, Philip. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so I'm fascinated. I must say I'm fascinated with your story. I mean, I've read through, like I jokingly said, from Port Harcourt to England to Lithuania, that you're here now, and with your new club, you're doing a lot of big things. But I'm curious to ask you this question. How did it all start for you? I know a lot of boys love football. I mean, 90% of us love football. But for you, how did it all start?
I always loved football since when I was a kid, and all my brothers, my dad, they were all into football, so it was easy for me to pick up from there. I always used to follow my brother when I was young to the pitches on Saturdays, to be honest. And when I went to school as well, I always used to play football for the school team. I always used to play for my street team as well whenever I go back home. And yeah, that's just how I fell in love with the sports. And basically that's my story.
All right. There's a unique thing about you that we always preach about on this side of the fence, which is having a blend, education and sports. And you've been able to do that. You're a well-rounded person. You've been able, even before going pro, you've been able to sort out your education. So before we talk about what's happening with your league and the goals you've been putting in, how challenging was that, balancing both sides, your education and sports, and going pro and doing all the big things you're doing now?
To be honest, it was really challenging for me because in my head, I always put football first, but I know deep down that having a degree would be like a good thing. So it was really challenging, like having games on Saturday, having games on Wednesdays, and also having to go to like lectures and like go to the library to like catch up and everything. It was really challenging, but I had to do it. It was a good experience at the end of the day. I enjoyed university. I enjoyed like balancing like schoolwork with like football work. So everything was good, but it was really challenging.
All right, I'm also interested, in asking, the journey took you from England, now in Lithuania with Kaunas Žalgiris. How did you navigate your way? Was that where you always wanted to be, or there were some decisions along the line?
Because I always used to play for like a team in like back in England, Wolverhampton FC, and I was getting like some attention playing for them. And then I realized that like playing in England professionally would like be a challenge because of like the work permit issues that they always have with like Nigerian players, with African players, and there's like a certain requirements. And at that moment, I didn't like have the requirements, so it was hard. So at the time, my manager helped me, which was Mr. Tope. So he had like a connection with like the Lithuanian team, Kaunas Žalgiris, and all. And when I graduated, it was like easy to like. Obviously, I had to go for trials there, and then they accepted me, and that's the story basically.
All right.
I had to graduate first, and then I moved.
But I must tell you, it was there. Yeah, but I must tell you, it was a very good decision because now you're banging in goals. Everybody's looking at you. They pay you attention. And I don't know, maybe you've tried it. You type your name on the internet, it comes up a lot of information about you. And so I guess it was a good decision. So, I mean, how challenging is, coming from England, going to Lithuania, any difference? How challenging is the league?
Obviously, like the level here is higher because in England I wasn't playing professionally, so I can't compare it that much. But the level I was playing in England was lower than this level. So professional football is obviously it's faster, it's tougher, it's more physical. But I feel like I've risen up to the challenge well, and I'm kind of like used to it now.
All right. So I know that all your story, like I said earlier, fascinating, interesting, and some of our viewers are already seen some of the clips, some of your goals. I know players do have targets that they set for themselves, and you're a young guy, you're just 22. There's still a lot of football playing time ahead of you. So if I ask you, what's the target? Say in the next 5-6 years, what would it be?
I want to play like in one of like the top divisions in Europe, like it's same in England, it's same in Germany, it's same in France, and I just want to do I want to play Champions League football as well. And I've always supported Arsenal, so playing for Arsenal would be my dream. That's one of my aims, to play for Arsenal and also to play for the Nigerian national team, to play for Super Eagles. That's one of my dreams. I know there's a long way to go, but I know I'm gonna be ready for it soon.
Yeah, I would have asked you if you didn't say that, because I know most footballers would always say they would love to play for their national team. So I'm not really surprised that I'm hearing that. All right, so let's talk a little about, before we let you go, let's talk a little about the Lithuanian league, and currently where you are. I mean, you're doing great, and you're scoring a lot of goals. And within that context, I mean, what are the things you hope to achieve that will signal to you that, okay, since I've done this, I can move to the next level?
I think at the moment I just need to keep my head down. I need to keep on performing like the way I'm performing now, and the move is going to come. I feel if I just continue doing what I'm doing now, continue playing, continue scoring, continue like helping my team assists and with goals. I feel the move is going to come sooner rather than later.
All right, so that's a good place to leave it. I wish you all the best in all that you do. Hopefully, some other time we'll have this conversation. So we've been speaking with Philip Otele, fast rising star in Lithuania. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, so we need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, our man Austin Okonakwan will join us. We'll take a look at the Champions League and, of course, all the things happening in your world of sports. Join us again. All right, welcome back. Well, it's time to talk about the CAF Confederation Cup. But first, let me introduce Austin Okonakwan. He joins us now. So great to see you, Austin. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. We've spoken about quite a few things, and I know you were listening. So let me get your thoughts on some of the things you've heard us speak about.
Lots of greetings, Yemi. It's good to be on the show. Yeah, I heard you guys talk about Chioma Ajunwa and what she's trying to do in terms of supporting athletes. Preparation for major competition. I think that's the way to go. It's about time for Olympians such as Chioma Ajunwa to come out, you know, and give their voices towards the development of sports in Nigeria. She, the first athlete to win an individual gold medal for Nigeria. And I think she's celebrating 25 years of winning that. So it's very historic. And I like the fact that she's always been on the front row in terms of, you know, giving support to athletes. So for me, the takeaway from it is we need more of our ex-internationals, Olympians, to come out and give their support to sports development in the country. I listened to Philip, fantastic model for sports and education. And I love the fact that he's still young, so he's got a lot to still give to football. Hopefully someday, if he works hard and smart, we might just see him play for the Super Eagles.
All right, so let's move on and talk about the big one tomorrow. Let's just give to you match day 6 fixtures in the CAF Confederation Cup. Let's look at it. I'll come back to get Austin and Kennedy's thoughts on that one. That's it. Tomorrow, matches will be played. Aba Elephants, that's Enyimba, representing Nigeria. Orlando Pirates, some will say with one leg in the group phase, but that leg can slip. Anything can happen. Alternative will take on Ali Benghazi, the team that a lot of us thought were going to be the whipping boys. It turned out that there was no whipping boy.
There was no
in that group,
yes.
And as it is, every team still has, depending on what happens elsewhere, every team still has
a chance to
a chance to qualify. So, Kede, let me get your. Okay, before I even get your thoughts, let's just look at some details for the match. It's going to come up on your screen as Enyimba prepare to face Orlando Pirates. Let's tell you some of the things put together for you to know. The game will be played at the Enyimba International Stadium in Aba on Wednesday. That's tomorrow, April 28th, 10 p.m. Nigerian time. 10 p.m. Nigerian time. And trust me, the floodlights will work. Of course, for you to play 10 p.m. I'm very sure. All right, let me keep my thoughts to myself. Enyimba captain Austin Oladapo and defender Timothy Danladi out of the game due to suspensions. Enyimba trio of Nelson Ogbonaya, Dayo Ojo, Jean Marie Guerra also out, of course, due to injury. The other two suspensions, this one injury. Enyimba's quartet of Farouk Mohammed, Samad Kadri, Hassan Abubakar, and Imo Obot set to return after a lengthy layoff. And Golan referee Elder Martinez de Carvalho will officiate the game. So some details that you might need for the game. It's 10 p.m. Nigerian time. If you want to, in case you want to keep vigil, 10 p.m. And in case you're thinking, okay, Austin Oladapo might play, he's not going to play. Captain of the team, very influential member of the team. He's not going to play tomorrow. but a team like Enyimba has a strong squad, so you're hoping that they will get the job done. So Idris, Kenny Idris, I come to you. I want to get your thoughts. It's still in their hands.
Yeah.
When they lost match day 5, because of the emotional attachment to the team, it looked like it was doomsday. But when the nerves calmed,
and then you looked
you looked it, and the confirmation of some criteria, then it was. I think it's easier than what we thought it was going to be, because a win of any shape
we'll just take them through.
Take them through.
Yeah. Before I get to the serious part, on the lighter note, statistics that popped up and you read out. You said these are some of the things that could guide you. Meaning, when you want to start calculating, check out these things, and then 10 p.m. it will be in a bar, and the referee and all of that. So that's on the lighter note. On the table itself, I think winning and all of that do not really get my attention as much as the goals.
Okay.
Enyimba has got -3. Ali Benghazi has got -2. For Pirates, they've got +4. For the other team that's got plus, that is +1, is Etoile Setiv, right there at the bottom. Now, you get to go into that game and you win. Comfortably, you beat Orlando Pirates. That makes it 9 points for Enyimba. Probably they won 2-0. And then it ends up -1. Already with the goals, Orlando Pirates have got the advantage, so they will sit at the bottom. What now happens in the other game where Ali Benghazi will be playing Etoile Setiv? Hey, if anything makes Ali Benghazi win, then Enyimba is out of it. So the winning might eventually not matter. What might just matter is how well did you win? How many goals did you score?
Our producer has put up the table for us just to help Kayode put into context what he said.
Yeah.
But a factor, I'm not 100% sure, because I have to be honest, and I know the viewers are listening to us, but if head-to-head, and I think so, if head-to-head comes into it, as long as Enyimba beats Orlando Pirates, their goals difference wouldn't matter.
Although, if Enyimba gets to score Orlando Pirates, their goal difference also drops.
Enyimba scored,
so it becomes +2.
Yes. So if Enyimba, even if it's just a goal.
But head-to-head would help them pull through. Now, this is, when you said the calculation is rather soft or something, I still look at it and I said, hey, Enyimba, you're doing all the good things in your game, and the Etoile Setiv game, you have a team, or you have some persons in your setup monitoring that game and letting you know D to D.
Wins, it doesn't matter what happens.
Yes.
They qualify.
Yes.
A draw for Orlando Pirates, they qualify.
They qualify.
So a lot of things.
A lot of things.
And
look at the Orlando Pirates themselves. They can't afford to lose.
They've not lost up till now.
Up till now, because you get to lose to Enyimba. The head-to-head will put Enyimba out there. Ali Benghazi gets to win, then Orlando Pirates is out.
With the table still on the screen, I'm very sure we'll put it back. I want to see Austin's face, and I want to see the table, so that, of course, Austin will factor all of that into all of it. Austin, I'm going to ask you, all scenarios considered, what do you think could happen tomorrow? If head-to-head is a factor, if head-to-head is not a factor, all of those things, what would matter most?
What matters most is for them to win and prove a point. Win to get back your confidence, win to win your fans' loyalty once again, win, particularly beat Orlando Pirates, to pass a strong message to whoever you're going to meet in the next phase of the competition. I think Enyimba needs to prove a lot with this, because if you look at that table once again, you find out that they put themselves in that situation. So they have their destinies in their hands when they file out tomorrow to take on Orlando Pirates. I'm so pissed at the table once again because of that -3 deficit that I'm saying. Once again, you see it and credit it to their poor performance whenever they play away from home. I just hope that they will correct the mistakes, because they made a lot of mistakes, particularly with sloppy defending, being reckless on the tackles, getting cards here and there unnecessarily, conceding penalties. those things just, take away the little confidence and hope that you have as a team. I know this is a team that understands the champions mentality. I think that's what Coach Fatai Osho needs to bring back. There must be a revival. It's quite unfortunate that they're not going to have Austin Oladapo, but that's the challenge. That's where they need to step up and prove that they are a winning team and prove that they're champions of the Nigeria Professional Football League, that they've got experience in continental football. They need to win for everything, for the right reasons, for the pride and glory of Enyimba Football Club of Aba.
How important is it also not to concede goals? Because we are here talking about head-to-head. All of those calculations could become muddled up if, for instance, it turns out to be 3-2, 4-3. It begins to go in that other direction. And even it gets to that, a win might not be enough in those kind of scenarios, even with head-to-head.
That's the pain right there. That's why I told you I don't want to look at the table. And I try not to put that in my analysis, because lately they've shown that even when they score, they are going to concede because of those sloppy defending that they give, how they shove into the attack and their opponents, how they push, how they get into the tackles, how reckless they get. They need to correct all of that tomorrow. They need to, I think what Coach Fatai Osho needs to do is to snap this table, put it on the chest of all of his players, and let it sink that tomorrow all you need to do is score goals, win, and don't concede. That's the only way that they can stay in this competition. I've been the guy that's been so optimistic about Enyimba. After that match against Ali Benghazi, my confidence level dropped so bad, particularly that they were terribly poor, didn't show any bites, didn't play with any form of purpose. I didn't show that they wanted to win that game in any way, even pick a point. So I'm just going out straight and charge this team. Go correct your mistakes and win. Let's see if they can do that.
All right, let's see if they can do that. We'll be back here tomorrow to talk about it. But pretty straightforward. That's going to be the last thing we're going to say on this. Austin has said everything that needs to be. Score goals, don't concede. That's the message.
The message is as simple, and I love what Austin said. He said, hey, put that table on the chest of every player. You guys should look at it and let it really, really do sink. That, hey, as an entity,
this is where we are.
As an entity, you as an individual, you should know that you've got a lot of work to do in this game. Now, if every player have got the same mindset, you put it together, then probably Orlando Pirates might just be asking, hey, what beast rose out of the Enyimba team?
in about tomorrow. All right, let's go to the UEFA Champions League quickly. After 80 minutes of football, it's still 1-1. And, well, of course, on the strength of what I saw in the first half, let me not give my opinion. Let me allow the analysts do their job. But let me get Idris. 80 minutes, 10 minutes of football still left to play. Some people will argue Chelsea, Real Madrid have a depleted side. No Sergio Ramos.
They've got two big players. They all want them present. Modric and Toni Kroos, and they are both present.
Shielded by Casemiro.
Yes, they feel if they've got this try in the midfield, anybody else can just complement them. And they've got it. But there is something about Chelsea and the hunger they are expressing over games now. Yes, you can talk about the 5-2 game against West Brom, and
which is the only blip for Thomas Tuchel.
Exactly. Some persons also talked about it started, I'm talking of Thomas Tuchel era, very exciting and all, and then the game starts to become drab. The goals were not as forthcoming as it used to be. But you cannot take away the way these guys have been hungry for getting all 3 points in the league games. And when it comes to the Cups, they were doing what they needed to do. Hey, if you have a team like that with exciting young players, yes, Real Madrid have got some experience. But if you check out the midfield of that Chelsea, maybe Kovacic is not available, but there is a Jorginho who is also a top man when it comes to creating and also shielding. So I knew we got a game in our hand. Then there is a way history plays out again in games like this. Before this game, Real Madrid, Chelsea, 3 games they've played. Hey, Chelsea have got the advantage with 2 games. Real Madrid won.
Okay.
And you have history finding a way to repeat itself. So if you're talking of the bigger boy when it comes to historic, then it's Chelsea.
Okay. All right. Let me go to Austin. 82 minutes of football played. It's still 1-1. If he hands this way, which of these 2 teams will be the happiest? If he hands this way. I know 1-1 is like walking on thin ice.
Yeah.
Walking on eggshells could break. You know, it could go either way. But which of the teams do you think should be happy with a draw?
Definitely it's Chelsea, and it will boost their confidence. I like the way Thomas Tuchel's team started the game. First 20 minutes was all about Chelsea. They took the game from Real Madrid. They were dominant in midfield. They could have gotten that lead if Timo Werner had converted the chance that Courtois stopped. And then in the 14 minutes, Pulisic with a goal, terrible defending by Real Madrid. And so yes, they deserve to trail. But what a way to respond when Benzema scored the equalizer in the 29th minute, and so that made it his 73rd goal in the UEFA Champions League. Is now equal with Raul. I think it was very needed for Real Madrid to get that goal before the halftime break. They came back on both sides. Have been careful. In the 78th minute, Varane with a yellow card, free kick to Chelsea. Hakim Ziyech took it. He was looking for the goal, but it went straight into the hands of Courtois. So if it ends this way, it's definitely advantage Chelsea. Tuchel will just need to go back, take a look at his team once again, tell them to repeat what they did in the first 20 minutes at the Bernabeu right there at Stamford Bridge. And if Real Madrid gives that sort of defending that was seen today, because they were really poor. You could tell that Ramos is a big influence in this team. Then definitely it will be Chelsea going all the way. But this is football. Anything can happen, and it might just be Real Madrid's spark for them to go back, check that they were really poor at the start of this one, and then get something out of it. So we'll wait. But right now, if it ends 1-1, it's definitely advantage Chelsea.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Situation report: 84 minutes played is still a 1-1. Let's look at what's going to happen tomorrow, guys. Let's give you the fixture. Then, of course, we'll listen to the managers on both sides talking about the game. PSG, Manchester City, common denominator. For these two teams, they have money. Yeah. They have money. Yeah. You could call them money bags. Yeah. Okay, let me go to Austin. We're pressed for time, so let's just do this as fast as we can. Few seconds. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow after listening to Pochettino and Pep Guardiola, Riyad Mahrez, with a few words there as well? In a few seconds, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
We're going to see a good game of football. It's going to be a post-to-post affair. It's not going to be drab in any way, because these two sides, they know how to attack. Pep Guardiola says he respects the attacking prowess of PSG. Mauricio Pochettino says he respects the quality in the Manchester City side. So it's going to be difficult. But in all, Manchester City looks like they love what they are trying to say with the UEFA Champions League. So they look like the team who's going to come out and push to get that win. But it's football, let's see. All
right. That's going to be your parting shot on the show. Austin, thanks for your time. Hopefully we get to do this some other time.
Thank you so much. Always a delight to be on the show. Thank you.
All right. So that's it. I'm going to get Kane Idris' thoughts on that game. But first, let me read. I promise to read your tweet. Let me do this quickly. Anthony Ade says, did I just hear no Austin or Ladapo? Why? Suspension. It's going to be hard for Enyimba to qualify, but good luck. Anthony Ade talking about Enyimba. Few words. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
I think good football is going to happen. Okay. I cannot pretend
safe
good football is going to happen.
Before we go tonight, before we leave you, let's just tell you, quick confirmation, Tokyo Olympics, 87 days to go. And that's just it, 87 days to go. The torch relay is moving around, is doing its rounds. Everything is going on fine. Though there's been a rise in the number of cases, COVID-19, the Prime Minister, Yoshihide Suga, says everything is going to be fine. We're going to host the Olympics, and everyone will be safe. Parting shot, Kende, think these guys will pull it off?
Yeah, it looks like that. Maybe sentimentally, I want them to pull it off. Okay. I think they've gone through a lot. Sugar and Thomas Bach had tears in their eyes last year after the whole postponement and all. So I want it to happen.
All right. I guess every sportsman wants it to happen as well. Pictures you can see right there from the touch relay. Kehinde Idris, I want to thank you for your time.
It's always a great thing being here. Always.
All right. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Of course.
All right. Also, Konakman was with us earlier. I want to say thank you to you as well for allowing us to be a part of your day. This is what we love doing. We love being here, and we love knowing that you're there watching what we're doing right here on the show. Thank you once again. We're back here again tomorrow. I'm Adebayo. Bye-bye now.